So hello, my name's Liggy Webb, and today I'm going to be speaking to Heather Fisher, and we're going to be having a chat about some of the challenges that we're all experiencing at the moment, and particularly anxiety through uncertainty. So Heather, what are some of your key challenges at the moment? I mean, what are some of the things that you're feeling quite anxious about?
Yeah, like it's a crazy one because I feel like I'm like a wave of emotions. Like 1 second I'll be absolutely fine, the next minute I'm in tears, the next minute I'm bounced around the house and running around, the next minute I've got my head in my hands thinking this is rubbish. I feel like I'm literally on this wave of emotions. I suppose like everybody else is, but I'm an athlete, obviously a full-time athlete myself. I normally live in Twickenham in Teddington. So my life has completely changed being an athlete. Competitions, training, team around me, where I live, like everything has changed. Whereas I suppose talking to other people, because we're all talking about it, aren't we? You know, some people haven't changed at all. Some people are still working from home and doing what they've always done. But me personally, yeah, I feel ropey. I'd be lying if I said I was on top of the world. I feel like I'm someone generally who I try to take on different projects and try and do different things. And if something doesn't quite work, I go somewhere else and I make that work, then I come back to that. But everywhere I go to at the moment feels like there's blocked roads. It's like dead end. And that's really hard for someone like myself.
And it's interesting you mentioned about, that emotion that you feel, because sometimes I'll be going through the day and then suddenly I get this wave of emotion. I feel really tearful. The slightest thing in the news or on TV, suddenly I well up. And I think it is that uncertainty, isn't it? Not knowing what's around the corner. And that is the most challenging part of this, would you say?
Yeah, I would. And what I find really with myself really a bit crazy is being a full-time athlete, and with what I do, I travel a lot and I suppose compete. Nothing is certain. You've got the aspect of injury, the aspect of coaches not selecting you, teams being different, winning games, losing games, qualifying for Olympics, maybe not qualifying for Olympics. There's so much uncertainty in my world that actually as athletes we trained ourselves and we train a lot on our mind every week to be really good at being uncomfortable in situations and dealing with uncertainty. However, I feel like an amateur again because I feel like I can handle change, I can handle being unstable, but I feel so unstable that it's like I'm so rocky and I'm trying to create my own. As humans, we try and create this safe place, don't we? Because that's what we like to be able to have and do. And it's like, Heather, I'm used to being uncertain. Stay with it, stay in the game. This is normal. This is what your environment is. But there's a difference between not knowing uncertain and having the end destination, like knowing that it's there. So, for instance, I knew the Olympics, Tokyo was there. Whereas with the lockdown at Liggy, it feels like I'm going along this path, but I don't know how long for and where am I going? So I feel like it's almost identity and changed. It hasn't, but it has, because I'm trying to do different things and find inspiration in my day to change and grow myself and other people.
I know when I'm stressed, what happens to me is my inner control freak starts to lurk about. And I just wonder whether you've got an inner control freak as well.
Yeah, I have. I kind of have got that inner animal, but mine's changed. So I feel like my inner self, it used to have a name when I was in rugby, but I feel like my inner self has changed. So normally I would breathe, I'd do a lot of headspace, I would take myself away from the training pitch and focus on something different. That was the way I controlled it, and with a lot of mindful sessions, right? But now I feel like I'm losing control of it. Sometimes I just go like, I feel like I'm like so impatient, Liggy, and so like on the edge. I could literally just go mad. Yeah. But I feel like it's coming out in a negative way. I'm trying to train the little animal inside me to be tame, just be kind, just be gentle.
I think that's one of the challenges at the moment, isn't it? With this kind of like the uncertainty and, that kind of anxiety. Like you say, it's tough for us to have to keep coming out of our comfort zone. And it's quite exhausting as well, all these emotions that we're feeling. I mean, do you find that you're getting quite tired?
Yeah, I do. I've had to be really your body doesn't know the difference between physical and mental stress, does it? For those out there who don't know, cortisol rises, and cortisol is your stress hormone. And so when I'm in the gym, I can feel my stomach feeling knotted from just this lockdown. And then I can feel my training just going downhill because I can feel myself getting exhausted in the gym without doing much. And then there was times recently I've just walked away from the gym because I'm like, actually, I don't need to rise any more cortisol. Like, I don't need to be in those situations. So I just need to walk away from today and go again tomorrow. And I've said that more times the last 5 weeks than I probably have in the last year, where I've just gone, I'll go again tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? I really agree with you on that. I think we've got to learn that it's okay to not be okay. Every day, we're going to experience lots of things, and it's all right to have a little pity party from time to time, isn't it? Because I think that we sort of like feel these unprecedented times. It's very unusual, and we can't be expected to be on top form all the time, really, can we? I mean, that would be crazy.
No, you're right, because it affects us, financially, physically, mentally. There are so many issues, but people, we do need to try and reach out to go, we can't control this. I'm a bit of a control freak myself. Being an athlete, I'm in control of everything. I know exactly how my body ticks and doesn't tick, and when to put the gas on, when to take the gas off. So all of a sudden sitting here not knowing is really crazy, but I'm just trying to be comfortable in almost my own skin to go, I'm okay. But some days I don't feel it. But for me, having a little bit of structure, but structure doesn't mean planning out my day in terms of times, unless it's a meeting. It means just having a purpose and fulfilling, you're inside where you feel like you've got a bit of a passion. I feel like if I've gone for a run and I've ran well, that's good today. I'll take that as good. Or if I didn't want to feel like training, but I've gone anyway, that's a positive. Or if I've had one email with a little bit of hope in it, I cling on to it. I'm like, that's it. That's going to get me through today. And it might be gone next week, and it might be even irrelevant. That email might be non-irrelevant for the rest of my life, but for that day, it got me through. So, for me, a massive strategy is just latching on to the good, because there is so much negative around us. It's really easy to latch on to people's feelings and conversations. Yeah. But staying in tune with, actually, there are still good things going on. There are still people doing well. There are still people coping. And actually, that's the side where we need to push ourselves towards.
I have like a little stone, and every morning I call it my gratitude stone, and every morning when I'm cleaning my teeth I get hold of it, and it's my anchor to just remind me to think about the things I'm really grateful for. So no matter how I'm feeling or what the day is about, I just spend time thinking about what are the things in my life right now I'm really grateful for. And then what I do at the end of the day is I just spend some time just reflecting on what my top 3 takeaways from the day were. What were the best bits?
So I have a gratitude diary, and I don't use it every day of my life. I use it in times that I feel like I need to be present and more in tune with myself. And I looked back at last year, I've got the same book, and I just try and keep it going. And it was amazing. It was just like things like enjoyed a day out, had a nice coffee, or I felt like I smiled today. It can be the smallest of things, or made someone else happy, or spoke to this person. It's the simplest of things that actually keep us in tune right now, because it can't be the bigger things.
Oh yeah. And in many ways, isn't that wonderful that suddenly we've stopped and we're finding, sort of gratitude and appreciation in the slightest, tiniest thing. It's making us a lot more mindful, isn't it? I really hope that when we come through this, because we will, better days, brighter days are on the horizon. But when we do, I really hope that, one of the things that we take from this is more appreciation of the finer and the more simple things in life, don't you think?
I totally agree with you. I think I couldn't imagine the world going back to how it was, because it was quite out of control. You could literally go on an airplane and fly to wherever you want like that. You could literally do or say as you want. It was going pretty crazy. However, if we can take that part of our life that we've learned now into the next part of our life, I think everyone in the world will be in a better place. I think purpose is part of your structure. And some people think structure has to be timings or sticking to times. It doesn't, but it's just having a purpose for your day or your week, what you want to achieve. And you're right, if you're with people who you love, or people you're surrounded with who you care about. But I think that's really, really important. But then as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, there are going to be some people who listen to this or see this and go, well, I don't feel quite comfortable with the people I'm with in my house. And I think then it's a different stint on thinking, well, it doesn't mean you want the bad for them. So you don't change yourself because of the situation. You stay true to who you are. in this lockdown, and you try and make it work, because some people aren't in the fortunate situations where they've got those loved ones around them. But a little bit of advice, I suppose, to people who aren't: how can you make it work for you, so when you come out of it, you're in a better place as an individual, or as a family, or as a collective of people. I think that's really important to remember.
Yeah, definitely. And there will be some, really wonderful things from it. We've got to be quite mindful, haven't we, what we're doing physically to ourselves, because we are going to feel quite anxious, in our minds about what's going on, but treating ourselves in a really, positive and a healthy way, and being kind to ourselves, but also things like, what we're eating. And I mean, clearly you're very disciplined, aren't you, with your diet? I suppose you've learned to be, haven't you?
Yeah, I am, but it's different levels. So I know that I've got to go back to getting a spot in the Olympic Games. So someone, my family, my mum and stepmom are trying to keep fit, or keep healthy, I should say. I'm trying to keep healthy, but I know that I've got to go another 10 levels to get to the Olympics. So it's all in proportion for everyone. But I've also learned that I don't mind letting myself go. Like we say, I don't mind if I have a pity party, as long as I know how to switch the switch and go again. Then I just listen to how my body feels. And actually, if I feel like today I don't want to push my body, I actually say to myself, okay, we're not going to push it. We're going to keep your heart rate here today. And there are days where I feel I can push it and I can't, and I've got that choice. So I suppose when you say what's your treat, my treat is probably being kind to myself in that aspect, and learning more about my body and managing it.
So kind of based on your experience and some of the things that you're learning in particular at the moment, if you were to kind of identify what your top 3 takeaways would be, in terms of how you're dealing with some of the uncertainty and some of the anxiety, what would they be?
Okay, right. These are actually true to me right now. I get up early and I make my bed, get dressed and get downstairs and have a coffee. Okay, so I keep that routine and I don't stay in bed any longer. Secondly, I have my purpose for the day, but I don't have it on the day of, I have it the night before. So before I've gone to bed the night before, I've set my purpose for the next day. And thirdly, being kind to myself, so I'm listening to my body, whether that's with eating, whether that's something I want, don't want, or exercise, going hard, going soft. They're my 3 things.